What's good, Black Star Podcast? This is your boy Jared. Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna just make sure everything is straight before I actually talk about this because apparently, a lot of shit. I don't know what it is about YouTube and its settings, but I'm gonna have to go in here and actually make sure when I'm going live that um, it automatically says um yeah. So guys, we have a situation going on in Mississippi here in the US, and it's dealing with an old era logic of white supremacy. So this is going to be a live stream basically trying to smack black folks upside the fucking head because this needs to be actually talked about. Nobody wants to have that difficult conversation, but on this channel we deal in difficult conversations. So let me start screen sharing and actually get started talking about this. So you guys can see from the title of the video that apparently there's been some hanky panky going on in Mississippi. So Mississippi continues to deny black Americans political power. You've heard that right. Black folks, if you live in Mississippi, you need to get your ass out of here. Preferably get your ass out of the U.S. because the U.S. don't give a fuck about none of y'all. Because the U.S. doesn't give a fuck about none of us niggas. So yeah, let's read this bullshit. So on February 7th, the Mississippi State House approved House Bill 1020, a bill that would create a new unelected court system in the state capital of Jackson, Mississippi. The bill now heads to the state Senate, where it will likely pass. The proposal has generated a storm of controversy and demonstrates the decades-long efforts to undermine minority representation in the state. Unfortunately, the proposed court system is just the tip of the iceberg in the state that continues to gerrymander its election maps. Propose reinstating discriminatory electoral rules and disenfranchising a large portion of its adult population. That in of itself is a problem. See, yeah, this is gonna be a fucking shitstorm. So, HB 1020 focuses on the Capitol Complex Improvement District. That sounds like a whole load of shit. That sounds like it's the projects. A special district in Jackson centered around the state capitol building and its own police force. Okay, so why do they have a separate police force for the center of the? Okay, that's some bullshit. This bill will expand the size of the district and create a completely new court system to hear civil and criminal cases that occur in the CCID. Currently, cases from the district are heard in courts in Hinds County, or Hinds, yeah, county, the county where county in which Jackson is located. But unlike the Hyde County courts, the judges and prosecutors of the CCID's courts will be appointed rather than elected. Judges appointed by the Chief Justice of the State Supreme Court and prosecutors appointed by the State Attorney General. Jackson is 80% black, one of the highest proportion, one of the highest proportions of black citizens in the country. Yet, under this proposal, the judges and prosecutors would oversee a small substantial portion of the city would be appointed entirely by white officials. Oh, indeed, no black person has held statewide office in Mississippi since Reconstruction. Bro, turn that hunky shit off. Given the extremely high levels of racial polarized voting in the state, HB 1020 quite literally takes political power away from Jackson residents and places it in the hands of officials who are exceptionally unlikely to ever win black. Wow. So they're black folks. This is a case of play by my rules. Or not a case of play by my rules. This is a case of I control the power and I want to keep the power. This is basically white people's hand slipping, and they're trying to keep everything from you. As a community, we have allowed this shit to actually stand. See, let me go back to the voice only page so I can stop sharing my shit. This right here is something that has been popping up left and right from a lot of the court cases that's been going on into a lot of the situations that's been happening, especially with white folks. This right here is a problem. Here's why. They're planning on stripping you of your power to keep power. They're becoming a minority. They want to keep power. And this article basically explains it all. They want complete, total control over what goes on in Jackson, Mississippi. Now, from what I'm reading, this is highly unconstitutional. This violates, I forget which amendment, but this violates a part of the Constitution because you're supposed to elect judges and the prosecutors. They're not supposed to be appointed by the state, they're not supposed to be appointed by the state's Supreme Court or the Attorney General. They're supposed to be elected by the people. Now, they're trying to strong arm this into the courts. They're trying to strong arm this, and they're trying to push this through the Supreme Court and also through the state Senate. And what they're going to try to do is they're going to try to count you out of the votes. This is one part of the issue. We're separated. So if we try to fight this as a community, we would not be able to. Because look at it like this. We're already divided, and they're trying to conquer. So looking at it from that standpoint, we have no leg to stand on. We have nothing to fall back on. So if the Supreme Court steps in, I wouldn't be surprised if the Supreme Court stepped in. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't step in. but most likely they will not. They will step in. This is something that is just full of actual shit, if you ask me. Oh boy, they're trying to take away your political power. Now, I'm not sure. Hold on. Let's go back to shared screen. Okay. Damn. While HB 1020 is a practical egregious. What the fuck? I don't even know how to fuck it. It's practically an example of political power being taken from black Mississippians. It is certainly not the first. After all, Mississippi is the state that pioneered the black codes, which restricted the rights of black Americans in the aftermath of the Civil War. Here, some of the tactics and provisions utilized over years of restrict black political presence continues past the civil rights movement and continue to exist in the 21st century. So the 2000s. Oh shit, I never knew that. Up until 2021, Mississippi employed a version of the Electoral College to elect statewide officials. Under this system, candidates for statewide office had to win both a majority of the popular vote and a majority of uh, the state house districts. If no candidate met this benchmark, then the state house picked between the two candidates with the most votes. That sounds like a lot of bullshit if you ask me. It should be the popular vote instead of the actual electoral college, which is a load of fucking hooey if you ask me. In the 2019 lawsuit challenging the state's electoral rules, the plaintiffs noted that the rules were adopted after the end of Reconstruction as a series of constitutional provisions adopted to exclude black Mississippians from politics. While eliminating this electoral college system was a step forward for Mississippians, the state is poised to take another step backwards to a proposal to institute runoff elections for all state officials. Runoff elections were historically used in the South to ensure candidates supported by the black electorate that could never defeat the candidate supported by the white electorate. Mississippi already uses runoffs for primary elections and could soon extend this tool to the general elections as well. Black Mississippians also face barriers in electing their choice of political representatives due to the long history of gerrymandering. Prior to the U.S. Supreme Court decision in Shelby County versus Holder, Mississippi was one of the states with a history of racially discriminatory voting practices that was required by the Voting Rights Act to get approved from the U.S. Department of Justice or federal court before implementing new election maps. So they're already going against a Department of Justice ruling the Voting Rights Act. Now, why isn't this shit being talked about in the news? Let's go back to Google. Where's that? Let's go back to Google. Let's go back to Google. Where's that shit at? Hold on. Yeah, let's go to Google. So, this was This isn't being talked about a mass. So they're talking about everything else but this new bullshit law. Hold up, this shit passed? Oh, mother God.
Only in Mississippi will we have a bill like this without history, where you say solving the problem is taking the vote away from black people.
A Jim Crow-style law was passed by the Mississippi House where a
Yeah, y'all probably wasn't gonna be able to hear that. So let me actually restart this shit for a minute. Hold on.
Only in Mississippi will we have a bill like this without history, where you say solving the problem is taking the vote away from black people. A Jim Crow-style law was passed by the Mississippi House, where a conservative, mainly white, supermajority in the state house voted to create a separate court system and expanded police force within the city of Jackson, the blackest city in America. 83% of voters in Jackson are black. However, they will get no say in how these new positions will be filled. All statewide elected offices are currently occupied by whites. No black Mississippian has held statewide office since the brief period of Reconstruction after the Civil War. 1/3 of Mississippi's population is black, yet the state has only one black congressman due to gerrymandering. This is one of at least 8 other bills that have come up in the state legislature targeting Jackson. After a public outcry, the Senate passed an amended bill that instead gave the Capitol Police jurisdiction over Jackson and allowed for 5 state-appointed judges instead of a separate court system. Activists from the Poor People's Campaign are mobilizing and are calling on people from across the country to join them in their fight against modern-day Jim Crow.
Jackson deserves more. These young people deserve more. We deserve a city that looks out for its people, and we deserve a state that isn't in its interest of power and demand. We deserve to control our city. And
you know what? Fuck it. I can't listen to this shit right now. Hold on. Because now I'm about to fucking actually get on nuts for a minute. So, black folks, you're trying to change a system that was never created to... Hold on. Let me go back to my screen. Let me go back here for a minute. Black folks, let's be honest here. What we're trying to do is we're trying to create a system, change a system that was never meant and designed for us to have any rights or freedoms. That is the problem here. I can't do this shit right now. We as a community, we already know that we do not have any political power in these strongly run white cities, white controlled cities, I should say. We already know we don't have any political power. We know this for a fact. So why is it that we keep trying to change a system that does not want to change? There is tons of fucking land all over this damn country. Why is it that we still haven't pulled all ourselves together to actually create our own shit? Why is that? And the only logical conclusion I can come up with is that black folks want to be in a system that they don't have any control over. That's the logical conclusion that I've come across. We as a race continue to let a group of people that have nothing to do with us, that have nothing to damn offer us, have nothing to absolutely give us, continue to perpetuate laws and rules upon us. My question is this. We have the Black Power movement. We have all those people saying that we as black people needs this and that and this and that. But I never hear any of these same people trying to actually build anything in our community. Umar's talking about we need this and that. But why is it that us as black folks can't get along? And also, why is it us as black folks can't even come up with a city? Can't build our own city built by us for us. Why is it that we can't build our own modern day Wakanda? Why is it that we can't build our own Wakanda and let these people have their fucking governments and have their own cities? See, there's a power dynamic in keeping black folks separated. There's a power dynamic in that. Divided, we're conquered easily. Together, we're not conquered. We're unconquerable. Right now, we're conquered. You have black folks praising the white man for every little thing he do. When a black man gets up there and actually do something, oh, he's just a nigga, he gonna sell out. Instead of actually putting your support behind that brother and actually allowing that brother to lead the community to prominence. We quick to talk about white people. We quick to talk about us not having anything, but we continue to fail to realize that we have to go out there and get our own shit. Because these white folks don't give a damn about us or give a damn about anybody else. They don't give a damn about Latinos. They don't give a damn about Asian people. They don't give a damn about nobody else but themselves. Look at the way that these white folks have actually set up Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi is a predominantly black city. 83% of their voter population is black. How is it that no other black folks have been elected into Jackson, Mississippi other than that one black man? One out of 83% of their black voter and black electorate. One black man. I would thought it would have been only one white man in that. But no, it's only one black man. See, this is why I say. This is why this is why I don't talk about women on my channel when it comes to Passport Bros. This is the reason why. We need to build our own Wakanda outside of this country, or build our own community in this country away from everybody that does not respect us nor like us. That is the reason why I say this. Because look at how they've done Jackson. Their water system is trash. Their living situation is trash. You have a coalition called the Poor People Coalition. How that shit work? We're quick to say, oh, we need this, we need that. But the thing about it is we want everything handed to us. How does this work? And it saddens me because our community was strong at one point. Now our community is garbage. So many of our people have been lost. And I get it. You can't save everybody. But at this point, this is a whole nother level. I still need to talk about the bank situation. Silicon Valley Bank. I got to talk about that shit next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hop up this live. Queue up the articles and the information for Silicon Bank. Because that's another thing that we don't have as a community. Our own banks that are fucking reliable. We don't have that. And I'm going to talk about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it.
Got Nigerians, got Asians, got Arabs, got Muslims, got fucking got
Jewish people, Jewish folks. They all have their own. Why is it that we don't? Why is it that they can build societies and we don't? But let's hop off this topic for a minute. Let's hop off this topic. I'll see you guys in another live stream. You know what? Matter of fact, I'll just do a fucking video on it. I'm not doing another live stream. But I'll see you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be posting this on Spotify. I'm probably gonna do another version on Spotify. But I will see you guys on the flip side. And thank you guys for listening. Bye, guys.